Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. We are heading towards an global destruction, but not a military destruction yet. We're going to pass through a phase of economic destruction, and then if we survive that, might turn into a military destruction. And that is because it seems like certain countries are trying to push and see how far they can go, and the other country, fortunately or unfortunately, matches the challenges. So when this side provides this kind of rockets or missiles to this part, the other one matches it. When these guys are doing this, these guys are doing that. And it seems like especially the economic war, which is right now on the natural resources war, this side, the Western side, is talking about placing a cap on Russian oil. That means like a communist control the market, the price for goods and services. They say, okay, a lady of the night, mention her again, we'll have to, we cannot charge more than, I don't know, $20 for full sex and $5 for a bim bom bom, all right? Cannot do that. But the market says it depends on the demand and supply and demand. Now the same here with Russian oil. The Western countries are trying to say, okay, the Russian oil could not be bought more than, cannot be more expensive than, let's say, $50 a barrel. So not the market dictates how much is the demand and the supply, and each country does its own, how do you call it, you know, calculations. This is going to be a, we talk about it as a group, and we're going to impose this on that particular country or those particular countries that have, that survive based on, you know, this kind of service or, you know, particular good, which is oil in this case. The Russians are countering, obviously, this kind of weasel-like move, and I'm going to tell you how based on this article. This article comes from Republic World from today, actually 21st over there of July. Today is the 20th here. Russia will not provide oil to international markets if a price cap is imposed. Voila, mon ami, bye bye, and it's mutual destruction. We're not going to have we're not going to supply oil to your markets. We're going to supply to our markets, and how much they're willing to pay, and you're not going to have oil, and we're going to have less probably revenue than we used to, but nevertheless you're not going to have oil. Bye bye. So it seems to get down to this, and I think it's on just normal. Deputy Prime Minister said this. Russian Deputy Prime Minister Alexander Novak stated that Russia won't provide oil, will not provide oil to international markets if price caps negotiated by the G7 nations end up being less. Okay, see where they're going. As the military conflict continues unbated between Moscow and Kiev, with repercussions of the war being felt globally because of the sanctions, mentioned that, Kremlin's leader Alexander Novak stated that Russia will not provide oil to international markets if price caps are negotiated by the group of 7 nations, not the rest of the world, just 7, and end up being less than the cost of production. While speaking to Channel 1 on Wednesday, the Russian Deputy Prime Minister said, and I'm quoting, "If these prices spoken about are lower than the cost of producing oil, Russia will definitely not provide for suppliers of such oil to international markets," TASS reported. Novak further asserted that the nation would not be going to function at a loss. Makes sense. and Russian oil supply. Furthermore, President Putin stated on Tuesday, July 19th, that a decline in the supply of Russian natural gas to European consumers is entirely the responsibility of the West. Sanctions, boys, sanctions. And issued a warning that it might continue to recede. Putin's remarks mounted pressure on the European Union, which worries that Russia may turn off gas to Europe in the winter to trigger economic and political mayhem, Associated Press reported. Meanwhile, earlier, the press secretary for Vladimir Putin, Dmitry Peskov, disclosed that gas supplies to nations who disregard their new rules of paying for gas delivery in rubles were suspended. According to a TASS report, Peskov told the media on June 9th that Russia has no plans to halt gas supplies. If you pay in rubles, no plans. He said that the new system, which adheres to Vladimir Putin's directive, is in effect for countries that still import gas from Kremlin. Kremlin has no gas. Russia has, yes. It is pertinent to note that due to their inability to make payments in rubles, Denmark, Finland, Poland, and the Netherlands and Bulgaria no longer receive gas from Russian energy, Gazprom. On March 31st, Putin stated that unfriendly countries will have to pay in rubles beginning on April 1st in order to purchase Russian gas. The European Union authorized sanctions on most Russian oil and coal, which would be in effect later this year, since Russia initiated its special military operation on February 24th. But somehow it did not include natural gas, since the 27-nation bloc relies on it to run factories, produce energy, and heat homes. However, Russia's Gazprom reduced gas supplies via Nord Stream 1 pipeline to Germany by 60% last month, referring to mechanical issues about a turbine that Siemens had shipped to Canada for maintenance couldn't be returned because of sanctions, blah, blah, blah. It was returned, and the Russians are saying, now see if it works. I mean, they returned it, but if they did a shitty job, what are we going to do, Trudeau? Anyway, so, of course, if Russia would provide oil at a deficit, can you blame them? No, I wouldn't. I mean, it's like I go to work and, I don't know, they take money from me instead of paying me. What? No, thank you very much. I'm not going to go to work anymore. I'm going to do something else. Nevertheless, this is mutual destruction, and I'm saying economic at this point because economic destruction, mutual destruction will lead to military destruction, because people will react stupidly and they will try to, you know, take risks, and when you take risks, certain things can happen, obviously. And in this case, some people will, you know, flinch or blink, and then the other guys are gonna just smack the bottom feeders at the bottom of the lake. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.